Well, you likely know him from The Breakfast Club, and maybe you even listen to him when you're stuck in traffic riding into work. But now morning radio personality, Charlamagne the God is hosting a brand new talk show, and it's happening in the nighttime. I caught up with host Charlamagne himself and executive producer Rachel Edwards, and they let me in on how this TV series is sure to be unpredictable.
We're all looking for something. Some truth, some reality, some honesty.
That's right.
It's time to stop talking. It's time to start doing.
But what? What can one person do?
Well, you can start by executive producing my new show.
Were you sitting there the whole time?
Yep.
So what is this new show all about?
And this show is called The God and Honest Truth. And it's about my truth. You know, it's a lot of different things that, I want to discuss in a little bit more detail, things that we might touch on The Breakfast Club. This is like literally my POV. Like I tell Rachel all the time, like, it's like I'm writing a letter to America every week. And so every week I get to really tell America what's on my mind. Like,
You talk about your letter to America, and Rachel, I'll give this question to you. Why is this so important? We've seen a lot happen in the nation, in just the last year between the pandemic, the social unrest. We've seen so much happen. So why do you think this show is not only relevant, but important in today's time?
Yeah, I think you said it exactly that way. This past year, we could not run away from the truth. Everything was coming out and exposed, and history in the right way should be taught, and people's voices should really be amplified more than ever, and not just amplified, but heard, and action needs to be taken. And so I think everyone in various departments and various fields have a responsibility, and this is ours. And this is the way that, Charlamagne and I have decided to do our part, in one way.
To expound on what Rachel just said, that's why I like, the critical racist theory episode was so important, but every episode is so important because of the fact that they're trying to keep things like, the truth out of schools. They don't want to tell real American history. It's the reason they don't want the 1619 Project in schools. It's the reason they don't want to tell the true history of this country. So somebody has to, because if we don't know where we came from, we won't know where we are, and we definitely won't be able to course correct for the future.
It's unfortunate that that's, quite frankly, what society has become, where we do run away from the truth because sometimes we just don't want to address it and deal with it. But tell me this, I'm a fan of The Breakfast Club. I'm sure many people who will be watching this interview are too. Is this anything like that in just maybe a late night talk show form, or what exactly, how would you describe it?
That's a great question, Brooks. I don't know. Breakfast Club has been on for 11 years. When we started The Breakfast Club, I was, 32 years old, I think. I'm 43 now. I'm 43. I'm married. I got 4 daughters. I'm not the same person. So I don't know, man. Every day I'm evolving. Every day I'm changing. I feel like I'm stuck in between, shedding the old version of me and still becoming this new version of me. So it's like an uncomfortable place to be in. It's like when you're in therapy and you're really peeling back those layers. So it's a different level of vulnerability. So I really don't even know where I'm at right now. So I don't want to tell anybody this show is like anything, because I don't want them to have an expectation, because I don't have any expectations other than going there every week and do a great show.
Yeah. And to add to that, Charlamagne said on The Breakfast Club that this show is what he's always wanted to do. And so, The Breakfast Club has a fixed format. You know what you're going to get. On our show, Charlamagne can come in at night. He can really, focus throughout the week and just decide, what do I want to do this week? How can our format is fluid and it's fun and it's creative, and no one's stunted on it, not the writer, not the producer, and of course not Charlamagne. So this is a show that he wants to do, and you'll find out what he wants to do every Friday night at 10, depending on how the week brought him there.
All right, so it's unpredictable. That's an actual good thing. It's unpredictable. I think it's safe to say that somewhat.
Yeah, it feels like that, Brooks. You should come to a taping, because when you come to a taping and feel the energy, you'll understand that our crowd is really like a Black talk back to the movie theater kind of crowd. Talk back to the movie screen, you know what I mean? Like literally. So I could be in there just talking and they yelling things at me and I'm talking back to them. You just don't never know where it's gonna go, especially in the next few weeks, because we got more guests coming and it's unpredictable.
You can catch The God's Honest Truth on Comedy Central, or you can stream it on Paramount Plus Fridays at 10 p.m. Eastern.